I know, you're probably saying, boy, that guy drinks a lot of coffee. I love it. And I love that you took time to stop by tonight on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. And I know it throws you off just a little bit when you have an extended weekend due to the holiday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and we do have a Tech Tuesday for you in just a moment. There were so many activities this past weekend. What I'm going to share with you guys tomorrow night on this channel is a Salute to Veterans car show that I attended in Southern Ohio. I know when I talk to a lot of you guys off camera, they're going, man, you guys are busy. Rick, you're all over the place. And yes, we're at another beautiful show. This is a Salute to Veterans show here. Yeah, we were just over the river from Parkersburg, West Virginia for that one. What a wonderful show. I had never been to that one. I'm glad I made an effort to do some different things that I haven't done and have an opportunity to share it here on the channel. Now, this coming Sunday on this main Corvette channel, my Coffee with Conti show is what I did last Sunday. Ryan and I autocrossed Lorain County Speedway, and it ended up being quite a competition between the kid and I. I share with you step by step the progression, the times, and what is this? And we've got road rash. Oh boy. And also on our second Corvette channel, Corvette Shorts and More, I have some send-off pats to share with you this week. Customers picking up their new Corvettes and some great stories I'm looking forward to sharing with you. Now here on our main channel, if you're looking for current Corvette market news, I kind of teased a little bit last week what I was feeling, my intuition. I've talked to some more people in the business and I feel that I'm right on track with this. Not misleading you, no clickbait when it comes to YouTube stuff, especially when it comes to you buying this car. There's no time for games. We love to have fun, but when it comes to have serious business conversations about this car, that's exactly what we're going to do. So if you've tuned in for that, make sure you subscribe, you thumbs up the video, you hit the bell so you come back when we do new uploads. I think this month, in June anyways, because it's the 31st, but in June, I really feel that we're going to get pricing, definitive order dates, and so forth for the 2023 Z06. We've waited long enough. The market is more than ready. It's an amazing, historical car right before our very eyes. As soon as I get confirmation and communication from Chevrolet, we'll have a conversation with you guys right here on the channel. The conversation I want to have with you today, Chuck is back from vacation. It's one that we actually did before. As you get into years of ownership with your Corvettes, you tend to forget some things you actually really need to do to the car, especially if you're going to continue to keep it. You want to maintain it properly. In fact, there's a video I want you to look at right here and the link down below in the description when we're talking about ownership of your C7 Corvette, not realizing that the years are ticking away, things that you really need to be conscious of that you really need to do to your car. Our customer, Nick from Vermont, drove all the way from Vermont and had a laundry list of things that he really needed to have done to the car, and I'm so honored that he came back to our store to have it done. Here's Chuck to talk about it. You're going to get your Chuck mask for you? I was trying to see who's who.
Well, let me fix your big forehead.
Whoa! Hell yeah, absolutely.
I'm back.
And Nate was a great sport last week, wasn't he? All right, so you got to tell me, when you saw Tech Tuesday last week, you didn't know what I was doing. When you saw Nate put your mask on, did you choke on the cheese puff or what?
I'm glad I wasn't eating or drinking anything because, yeah, I busted up.
What'd your wife say?
She just shook her head. She's like, you guys. I'm like, yeah.
That's good. So how was your staycation?
Good. I still should be off today, but
right.
Here I am.
Yeah, we're actually filming on a Friday. I just got back from Bowling Green, and you're seeing this on our next scheduled Tech Tuesday, just after Memorial Day. And last week, in case you missed it, link is down below in the description, where Nate was Chuck for just a wee little bit, and did a great job, if I do say so myself. Even though the poor guy couldn't breathe. And had no clue that we were going to do that, so that was really, really cool.
Well, you know, when you show up with the camera, you just never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen. You just hold
perfect. Got them right where I want them. So how many times on your staycation has the dealership called you, besides myself, besides Nate?
Every day this week.
Exactly, yeah. So
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
And Nate and I were talking about the guy coming in from Vermont. And now that I know and I see the car, because the guy actually made a comment on the video, and I see this car, I recognize this car. We sold this new to Nick in Vermont. And the car looks great. This was already done before he had gotten it, but he actually added this stuff. It looks really good. So we've talked about this a lot real quick, and I just want to, I think this will be beneficial for the folks that own C7, watching out of Tech Tuesday. Go ahead, check all the boxes of services he's getting done. And these are things, again, to remind you guys in C7, that you may have to get done, and you should get done, especially 5 years later.
I don't even know if I can remember them. Here, let me read them, because there's a lot.
Well, I know there was a lot that was preset, and he said after Nick got here, he just kept adding stuff.
Well, yeah. He wanted to, he's got 14,000 miles on it, but mileage really don't matter on these cars. I mean, it does, but you usually end up time-wise before you ever end up mileage-wise.
Right.
So your coolant and stuff's only good for 5 years.
Okay.
Regardless of the mileage and all the other fluids. He wanted a fuel injection service, a brake fluid service, a coolant fluid service, a rear diff service, transmission.
Okay, so back up for a second. You're saying all these services. What's entailed in these services? Give me a little bit more.
Well, on
the brake service, you're going to drain all the brake fluid. Is that right?
Yes. We drain the master cylinder, put fresh brake fluid in, and then suck the brake fluid clear through the system back to the caliper, so that it's got all brand new brake fluid in it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so this is really detailed.
Cooling service, we're going to hook the machine up to it. We're going, instead of a drain and fill where you only get partial, we're going to hook the machine up to it and completely flush the cooling system. All the old out, all the new in.
Okay.
Rear diff service, you're just going to pull the drain plug and the fill plug, drain it, fill it.
Okay.
That's all entailed with that. Transmission, he's got a standard transmission, so we do a drain and fill on the transmission with new fluid, and a clutch fluid exchange, which is the same as the brakes.
Sure.
You're just going to exchange the fluid.
I know I've heard some people on the clutch, they actually use the old turkey baster method. That's not the way to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
He wanted the new AS4 tires, all-season tires.
Oh, fantastic.
He wants what we call custom alignment because he don't track this car.
So
what we do is we take the camber out, put more contact on the, and set the toe out wider so that
the tires aren't wearing out on the inside.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
And then he wanted his brake pads checked, even though there was still 8 millimeters left. He's like, you know what, I got it there, guys. Just go ahead and throw new brake pads on it while it's there. Put the old ones in the box. I'll take them home with me, which we did. The serpentine belt tensioner was leaking. Put a new belt tensioner on it.
We see that a lot on C7.
Yeah, and on his way here, he got caught in a rainstorm and tried to use his washers, which he'd never tried in the 5 years he's owned the car because he don't drive it in the rain.
So the wipers didn't work?
Got caught in the rain. The wipers worked, the washers didn't.
Oh, okay, so you couldn't clean out the window.
Yeah, we had to put a new washer pump in it.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's great that he's doing all that stuff. Sure. The bad thing is it sounds like he's keeping the car. It doesn't sound like he's here to order a C8. So
good for me, bad for you.
No, that's great though. I love to see it when customers take pride in their car and they're sparing no expense. They're doing it the right way.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, a buddy of mine in Michigan just put on his Grand Sport, the AS4s. And he says, man, I should have done this sooner. Oh my gosh. He goes, it feels like a different car.
Oh, it does.
No more of the skippity skip, the chop, all that crap.
More tread on the tires, nicer ride.
Yeah.
And if for some reason you do want to do something like you do, a mild track event or whatever, you can still do it on these all-season tires.
Oh yeah, they're still a performance tire. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
But you actually feel more connected with the road, which gives you more confidence behind the wheel. It really does.
And that's why we offer the custom alignment where we're straightening the camber out and the toe out so that you're actually putting more contact of the tires, especially the front, in contact with the road.
Okay, being as you're talking about alignment, let's finish up this Tech Tuesday with more technical talk about alignments.
Okay.
How come it is that you get calls from people all over the state and ask if you have a specific tool for the rear tires? Do tell.
Nobody else does.
Yeah.
And when the C7s first come out, I got on the SI and figured out, knew I had to have this caster tool.
Yeah, it's a new caster tool, right, for the rear. Right.
And got with the service manager and told him we need to order this. He's like, well, why? I said, it's the only way to set the rear caster.
Right.
There is
You're going to do
caster.
a four-wheel alignment, you need that tool, and a lot of dealers don't do that.
Well, and they took the caster adjustment out of the alignment machine. You can no longer see it. You have to have this tool to do it with.
Okay, great. Fantastic. All right, well, it's good to have you back.
Well,
Nate, good job as always, buddy.
Yeah, I just appreciate...
You see his little parade wave?
I appreciate Nick's support of the channel and support of coming here to have me service his car.
He was a great guy to deal with, very enthusiastic about the car. He had it all protected. You can see there's a lot of clear bra on this. I think, if I remember correctly, and I'm sorry, I'm just thinking out loud right now. I'm not even sure about broadcast. I think he actually clear brawled the entire car. So even from Jump Street, as you say, he planned to keep this car, and you can tell from the services that he's doing today, He's going to continue to take care of it, and he's going to enjoy the car, I think, even more, especially just because of the tires.
Oh yeah, tires and the alignment, it'll make it feel like a whole different car.
There's no doubt about it. Absolutely. Grand Sport is a great car, but these are some of the things that you really need to do. Some of the services that we're talking about. So a lot of C7 clients that are watching the channel right now, please adhere to the conversation we had today. If you haven't done this, you're 5 years in, like Chuck said at the beginning of today's show. Forget the mileage, the time, and that clock is ticking. These are things, if you're going to continue to keep the car and drive the car, you really need to have done. So it is a holiday weekend still kind of too, lingering into this Tech Tuesday. There are some emails you guys sent in. We don't have time to do those today. Next week we'll do those. I'll have Chuck read the emails and try and get you guys some answers to some of your questions. If you guys have a question, you have a problem or a service issue, a maintenance issue, should I do this stuff, or when should I do this stuff, or you have questions about features on your car, how to use it, we're happy to help. Send those emails in. The address is up on the screen. Make sure you put in the subject line Tech Tuesday, and we'll get to as many as we can each and every Tuesday. Yeah, manual transmission. Nick, it'll be good to see you when you come to pick up your car. And one of the reasons I love coming back here in the shop every day, check on these two knuckleheads. Let's also look at some of the cars out here. And this car, I want to show you the C6 Grand Sport. Some of you will know what this wheel is, and many won't because it was a very limited wheel. This was an accessory torque wheel for the C6 Grand Sport, and I love this freaking wheel. This should have been the standard wheel, in my opinion, on the Grand Sport. It was hard to get. Sounds familiar, but Corvette stamped right in there. All right, enough of this ride. Let's check out some more. These are some good ones again this week. These are your beautiful rides. Thanks for joining us today on the channel.
I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you hindsight is fleeting, when your heart's bleeding, and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then, or what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that.